All right. We are back here at Song of the Day, coming to you from the Rock Cave. I'm your host, Mark Pierce. It is Thursday, Thirsty Thursday for those of you who imbibe in whatever it is you imbibe in. What are we talking about today? I've thrown at least 2 7-minute episodes at you this week. I'm trying. 7 minutes. It's a long episode to listen to me talk about music, but sometimes it's just that's all you can do, right? And I'm worried that today is yet another one, but we're just going to let it fly. We're going to see what happens and just stick with me, and hopefully, I don't know, we'll see. I'll try to throw some shorter episodes at you at a different time, just so you don't hear me drone on and on and on. But how about David Bearwald yesterday? That was a good episode. I've been listening to him all day. Only some of the songs I listed. I played a lot of the albums in their entirety. Good stuff there. All right, what are we talking about? Today is an important day in history, in the history of rock and roll. Does everyone know what it is today? It's a national holiday today in rock and roll because it is Aerosmith Day. What? Does everyone know it's Aerosmith Day? You don't know it's Aerosmith Day? Aerosmith doesn't even know it's Aerosmith Day. But for those of you who've been listening to me all along, you've already heard this story, but there are plenty of you out there who haven't, so I'll try to make it brief, short and sweet. But it is on this date, January 6, 1985, I saw my first concert ever, Aerosmith, the Springfield Civic Center. Still have the ticket, $12.50. Love that, right? As the story goes, first concert I went with Bert Davis and a couple other friends, and there was a snowstorm. We went in a snowstorm, and chances are this was a rear-wheel drive car he was driving, and so we went, and it was a messy snowstorm. Now, not to be confused with the giant snowstorm the year before, February 11th, 1983. That was when 21 inches of snow fell during an Aerosmith concert. They were late from New York City, and in that show, they didn't go on until 11 p.m. People were stuck, 9,600 people stuck, and had to, many of them sleep in a Holiday Inn. But anyway, a year later, big snowstorm, but the place was like half full. This was the Back in the Saddle tour. They had no album to promote. This was them trying to get back after cleaning themselves up from drugs. They were getting there. But this would lead to the live album Classics Live 2 after they were signed to Geffen. But this concert was awesome. I remember the concert, and it was really, really good. But this snowstorm was a huge distraction. And then my Bert up and left. He said, "Mark, I'm not feeling great. I gotta go." And I was like, I don't want to leave now. We just got here, you know. And I don't know. This is before cell phones, and so go figure. Somehow or another, I just randomly ran into someone else I was in high school with, Shawn Murphy. I knew of him. We weren't friends yet. He says, "Hey, I got room in my car. I'll give you a ride home." And I said, "Sure." So that's what happened. Stayed for the show, and he gave me a ride home in his 1968. I always get that wrong. Mercury Cougar Maroon. What a sweet, sweet car that was. It was a sled, but it was an awesome car with the tail lights, the blinking lights that go across. Love that car. Do I have a picture of it? Gonna try. Anyway, and that's when Shawn Murphy and I became fast friends for a very long, long time. Even to this day, he's out there listening. I know you're out there, Shawn, listening today. So thanks for that ride home. All right. Aerosmith. How do you even start? This is why this is going to be a long episode. I'm already at 4 minutes. Damn. All right. Boston band, formed in 1970. 150 million records. The most successful hard rock band in America in history. 85 million records in the United States alone. 25 gold, 18 platinum, 12 multi-platinum. Those are tied or records for any artist. 4 Grammys. I mean, the list go on and on and on. Where did I first hear them? My older brother. Played them late 70s. He got Toys in the Attic. That was April 1975. Later on, I hear that record, and I was just like, this is awesome. I mean, this is drug-fueled rock and roll at its best. I mean, Toys in the Attic has Sweet Emotion, Walk This Way, all these great songs on there. We're going to talk about songs in a minute, but that's where I first heard it, and I was like, this is a band I could get into. And then the next thing you know, we've got Rocks in the house, the next album after next year. Rocks and Toys in the Attic are considered 2 of the best albums in rock and roll history also, just together. Those two, 1 year after another. Some amazing stuff. So they're on a roll, right? But these drugs are so hard. They finally, 77 put out Draw the Line. Then they're starting to be called the Toxic Twins with all the drug stuff. In 78, they do Sgt. Pepper, that movie. Remember that TV movie, Sgt. Pepper? It had Steve Martin, Bang Bang, Maxwell, Silver Hammer. Anyway, they did, they covered the Beatles. Aerosmith covered the Beatles. And they did come together, and they actually did an awesome version of that. So fast forward again, they're in Night in the Ruts, right? I mean, Draw the Line, Night in the Ruts. You can see where it's going in their career, right? And they have to go on that break, right? And such good music here in this time, though. And this is the time of Columbia Record House, where you get all those cassettes or albums for a penny, right? And then when I got that Aerosmith Greatest Hits with that red cover with the logo on there, that was just like all we needed music-wise, right? And there were some hidden gems on there. We'll get to that again in a minute. We're going to do songs in just a second. But then, again, they did what? Done with Mirrors. When they came back after a little break, signed together and Done with Mirrors. Were they done with Mirrors on the Table? What were they done with? They were still working on all that stuff. 86, they do Walk That Way with Run DMC. But still, there was that whole thing in the middle where there was drugs, infighting, people out, people in, taking a break. And then this tour with the Back in the Saddle tour was them trying to get things going again. Then I thought there was a longer break. That was in, that was in January 6, 1985, 87. So they were gone for a little bit of time, kind of. But then they start their phase 2 of their career. I almost consider it like a different band, because the 70s Aerosmith, the drug-fueled Aerosmith, is just a thing to behold. And then there's MTV Aerosmith, 87 to 91. You got Permanent Vacation that had Dude Looks Like a Lady, Ragdoll, Angel. How about that Sleeper Hangman Jury, right? That's a good one. I always like that one. Pump in 89 had Love in an Elevator, Janie's Got a Gun, What It Takes, Get a Grip in 93, Living on the Edge, Crying, Amazing, Crazy. Soundtracks, I mean, they toured with Guns N' Roses. They were back, but I gotta tell you something about that era. I don't think I ever owned any of those records. I'm just saying, I don't think I owned any of those records. I didn't. I liked a lot of those songs, but I just didn't buy those albums. I don't know why. I can't explain it. I must have been listening to something else. I do appreciate all those songs now, but really what we're talking for me about is that 70s Aerosmith is just kick-ass rock and roll. Just so good, right? All right, so what are we talking? We're at 7.5 minutes. Damn, we're there. All right. Same Old Song and Dance, Dream On, Sweet Emotion, Back in the Saddle. How about some Digging Deep, right? Last Child. You guys listen to that one? You never hear that song enough, Last Child. How about their remake of Remember, Walking in the Sand? That was a favorite of mine on that Greatest Hits. I love that version of their song. That's so good. We're going to post that below. You're going to listen to it. Toys in the Attic, the title track, Toys in the Attic. Awesome song. Big 10-inch Record. That's a remake, I believe, too. That one good. Uncle Salty. I loved Uncle Salty on Toys in the Attic. We're going to post that one below. Oh my gosh, we got so much going on here. All right, song of the day. I'm narrowing it down. We're doing Same Old Song and Dance. I just love that song still. That's so good. I do. I love that one. That's awesome. Sweet Emotion also. So good, right? And then, last but not least, the one that I usually post today is this performance from Midnight Special. Look at this live video of them doing Train Kept a Rollin'. That's what they closed their shows with. They closed it that night I was there. They closed it with that the year before. Train Kept a Rollin'. You watch this live performance on Midnight Special, and you're like, this is, even though it's not in a huge crowd, but you watch this performance, you're like, this is good rock and roll. Watch this performance. I can't get over this performance. It's so good. Train Kept a Rollin' all night long. So good. Aerosmith, that's it. We're at 10 minutes. Sorry, guys. What am I doing? Tell me your Aerosmith stories. What do you love about their music? What are your favorite songs? It's Aerosmith Day here in the Rock Cave. Enjoy it. Play whatever you got. I want to hear it. Turn it up. All right. Have a good one. And as usual, catch you on the flip side.